An executive order targeting big pharma cuts drug costs for Americans by up to 80%. Most favored nation price scheme will allow Americans to bypass middlemen and buy directly from drug companies, reducing costs across the board. President Donald Trump signed an executive order Monday slashing prescription drug costs, arguing Americans unfairly pay higher prices than any other country.
First of all, it cannot be. The United States of America is less than 5% of the world's population, yet we purchase 75% of Big Pharma's profits. We pay an astronomical amount in comparison to other countries around the world. So the president is signing an executive order today that is going to implement most favored nations drug pricing and is going to reduce the cost of drugs in this country by more than half at least. America is going to pay a better rate and a fairer rate to the rest of the world. That's what the American people deserve. This is huge news. And also, I will add, we know that healthcare costs and drug prices were the #1 driver of Biden inflation. So not only are we bringing those down, but we are ending Biden inflation once and for
all. This is an extraordinary day. This is an issue that, I grew up in the Democratic Party, and every major Democratic leader for 20 years has been making this promise to the American people. This was the fulcrum of Bernie Sanders' runs for presidency, that he was going to eliminate this discrepancy between Europe and the United States. But as it turns out, none of them were doing it. It's one of these promises that politicians make to their constituents, knowing that they'll never have to do it. And the reason they'll never have to do it is because they know that Congress is controlled in so many ways by the pharmaceutical industry. There's at least one pharmaceutical lobbyist for every congressman, every senator on Capitol Hill, and every member of the Supreme Court. By some estimates, 3. Pharmaceutical companies, the industry itself, spends 3 times what the next largest lobbyist spends on lobbying. So this was an issue that people talked about, but nobody wanted to do anything because it was radioactive. They knew you couldn't get it by Congress. We now have a president who is a man of his word, who has the courage. President Trump was taking money from the pharmaceutical industry too. I think they gave you $100 million. But he can't be bought, unlike most of the politicians in this country. And he is standing here for the American people. I don't know what, there's writers like Lord Elizabeth Warren or Robert Reich who are saying that President Trump is on this side of the oligarchs. There has never been a president more willing to stand up to the oligarchs than President Donald Trump. And I'm very, very proud of you, Mr. President, for your courage, I'll say, because I don't want to be crude, your intestinal fortitude, your stiff spine, and your willingness to stand up for the American people.
Well, I'd like to talk to you now about something called propylene glycol. Okay, interesting. Propylene glycol, all right, is a colorless, viscous, odorless liquid with a faintly sweetly taste. It's humectant and solvent with a variety of uses in food, medicine, cosmetics, and industrial products. Food and medicine. In food, PG thickens, emulsifies, preserves, and can be found in soft drinks, cake mixes, dressings. It also can be used in injectable medications and topical creams. Propylene glycol is a common ingredient used in antifreeze. It's colorless, odorless, and non-toxic liquid that lowers the freezing point of water, preventing it from freezing at cold temperatures. Now that we know this, let's unpack this next video.
You see them lines in the sky? Man, you think it's a lie? There goes a lot of health problems. I see them, I spot them. You see them lines in the sky? Man, you think it's a lie? There goes a lot of health problems. I see them, I spot them.
Hopeful administration funds classes to help illegals avoid ICE. Oh, isn't this good? Your tax dollars are at work. Who's paying her? New York State government has an Office for New Americans, which offers legal help, including answers to immigration and naturalization questions and referrals for free legal help and programs. The New York Department of State, which oversees DNA, has a right to your rights help page for immigrants that features the New York Immigration Coalition and Hispanic Foundation. Where are they getting their money? USAID got shut down. New York Democrat Governor Kathy Hochul's administration is funding and promoting classes to help illegal immigrants avoid ICE deportation raids, according to records obtained by Patriot reports. Yeah, go figure that. Must be some kind of new magic or something. Opening statement is expected to begin in Sean Diddy Combs' trial. The statements are beginning on that today. Diddy trial made male escort testifies describing perverse tasks he was paid to do. On the first day of Sean Diddy Combs' trial on Monday, a male escort testified against Combs, claiming he was paid to have sex with the rapper's girlfriend while Diddy watched him in the corner. The highly publicized federal trial began on Monday in a federal district court in Lower Manhattan. Combs is accused of leading a sex trafficking ring. He would throw lavish drug-fueled sex parties while allegedly threatening violence against women who were victimized and those who threatened to tell authorities, prosecutors claim. And exposed here very shortly, the good doctor, Casper. Stay tuned for Thursday. Oops. Go to the
messed up. This judge and this fire chief, both in Utah, were both just arrested for not only distributing CSAM to each other, but also engaging in conversations about what they would do with young minor children. But it gets way worse than that. So this right here is the fire chief. His name is Ned Brady Hansen. He is 54 years old. And apparently he has been arrested for this before, for this type of material. However, he appeared before this judge, Kevin Christensen. And guess what? Judge Christensen let him go. Now, the two of them were communicating on the messaging app Kik, and they were talking about abusing, exploiting, and enticing children, including children related to them. Now, I think if and when both of them get to prison, this guy right here, being a judge who probably sentenced a lot of the people in there, is going to have a really
decade. George Soros has quietly overhauled the U.S. justice system. It's been a handy plan. Democrats can achieve more majority power through judicial rules and the courts, even when the party is in the minority. We see no greater evidence of their wrath than in Trump 2.0. The March of the Black Robes have blocked every single executive order Trump makes. Donald Trump confirmed 234 judges in his first term. As of May 12th, the president has confirmed 6 judges. The Democrat-controlled Senate under Biden confirmed 235 judges. Listen to Chuck gloat below. Watch.
There are those who believe that we are in real time living through an assault on the constitutional order. Do you believe that we are in a constitutional crisis right now?
Yes, our democracy is at risk because Donald Trump shows that he wishes to violate the laws in many, many different ways. The good news here is we did put 235 judges, progressive judges, judges not under the control of Trump last year on the bench, and they are ruling against Trump time after time after time.
Let's move forward.
What do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why not?
It's only ABC. Well, a few of you would. Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us, I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much. You know, There was an old golfer named Sam Snead. Did you ever hear of him? He won 82 tournaments. He was a great golfer. And he had a motto: when they give you a putt, you say, thank you very much. You pick up your ball and you walk to the next hole. A lot of people are stupid. They say, no, no, I insist on putting it. And then they putt it and they miss it. And their partner gets angry at them. You know what? Remember that, Sam Snead. When they give you a putt, you pick it up and you walk to the next hole and you say, thank you very much.
Respectfully, sir, as a businessman, some people may look at this and say, have you ever been given a gift worth millions of dollars and then not received anything?
It's not a gift to me, it's a gift to the Department of Defense. And you should know better, because you've been embarrassed enough, and so has your network. Your network is a disaster. ABC is a disaster.
Oh, the constant smearing of our president. I think it's terrible. Legal details over accepting Qatari plane to use as Air Force One still being worked out, the White House says. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt said Monday that the legal details on accepting a Boeing 747-8 jet to replace Air Force One as a gift from the Qatari royal family are still being worked out.
Has graciously offered to donate a plane to the Department of Defense. The legal details of that are still being worked out, but of course, any donation to this government is always done in full compliance with the law, and we commit ourselves to the utmost transparency, and we will continue to do that.
Do you worry that if they give us something like this, they want something in return?
Absolutely not, because they know President Trump, and they know he only works with the interests of the
pedophile network closed as gold repatriated to the U.S. Treasury. That's 1,750,000,000 troy ounces, roughly, with a current market value of $186 per troy ounce. If Trump RVs to the current debt clock paper to gold value at $33,877, that calculates to a value of $59,285,750,000,000, or just a hair under $60 trillion. With 650 flights, 60 tons of gold has been returned to the people of the earth. That's a drop in the bucket from the Vatican flew to America. And what I'd like you to note here, folks, is take close attention to the shape these bars are. Remember, we talked about them being in a trapezoidal type fashion. So what I want to do is show you a couple of pictures of how they are. Do you see how they're smaller at the bottom and larger at the top? It's called a trapezoid. You see how they go together? See the angle. See the gold bars on the right side, bottom right. See the angle between the different bars, okay? Now, as we go through this, take a look at the angles. You see the space that's there as these bars are stacked one next to each other. Do you see this? You see that they're trapezoidal in shape, okay? Now, how can they possibly be stacked on their side when they're trapezoidal in shape? Look at this. It was a lie, folks, in 1974. Do you see this?
So I have a comment. Let's go back to this first picture with the straps.
Yes.
Look at how they're strapped. They're actually strapped to keep from falling over. And then we go to the picture in 1974. There's I don't see any straps there. Do you see straps?
No, I don't. What do you think would happen if you're standing in that room and the bars just happen to fall?
You're going to get
dead.
crushed.
You're
going to get crushed.
That's right. That's not logical, folks. GESARA gold recovered from Vatican and the DUMBs, deep underground military bases. This looks like one of those pictures from, it was a movie that was out where they went back and they got all the gold and artwork and everything that was sold by the Nazis. Anybody remember the name of that movie? And they took, it was the military went and they removed all this stuff. They found it. Hitler had hid it. And let's find out. The Vatican pedophile network is closed. All the gold has been repatriated to the U.S. Treasury. These monsters no longer have the funds to build new bases, secret experiments on people, bullying children. The clique is drained of blood. Do you think all this would have been possible with the Rothschilds, for example, the Vatican gang, or the members of the Builder 300 Club still had some power? The answer is no. All of them have been disarmed and their families have been arrested. You may not believe it or not. You may not like it or not, but the battle is on and the advantage is on the light side. Let's be patient. We will receive an exceptional reward.